Oh, look at this. Look at this. He got it. Spread eagle for a spin.
Candlepin Stars and Strikes is sponsored in part by Somerville Lumber and by Rockingham Toyota Dodge Nissan.
Looks good. This is good to go. It's good to go.
Candlepin Stars and Strikes is produced in conjunction with the New Hampshire Candlepin Bowling Association. And now your hosts, Doug Brown and Dan Murphy.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to semifinal week here on Candlepin Stars and Strikes. We're at Park Place Lanes in Wyndham, of course. Doug Brown along with Dan Murphy, and we're down to our top three bowlers. Again, looking for someone who can win 2 in a row. Perhaps Mike Morgan can do it.
I don't know. It's pretty tough, and as the bowlers get easier, today we got
right.
Paul Berger coming in. So if anyone's going to make it 2 in a row, why not start here?
All right, let's meet our two bowlers. First of all, returning for his second week, looking for win number 2 in a row from Lynn, Massachusetts, their number 3 seed, Mike Morgan.
Mike comes in averaging 126, high single of 188. His roll-off score 703.
And Mike last week sneaked out a 2-pin win over Joe Ashline, 381 to 379 in the final box. So this week he'll be looking for his second win in a row, and he will face our number 2 seed from Hopedale, Mass, Paul Berger.
Okay, Paul comes in averaging 127, 193 for high single, high triple 500, and his roll-off score 703 also.
And, of course, we have prize money on the line. One of these guys will move into the finals next week to go for $1,000 first-place money. And, of course, the qualification into the Tri-State Megabucks Tournament of Champions. We've got our bonus ball contest a little bit later on in the show as well. All of that beginning with the first of our 3 strings between Mike Morgan and Paul Berger after these messages. Don't go away. Well, these are the 3 guys, or the 2 guys, I should say, that tied in our 5-string roll-off, which, by the way, was held at the Exeter Lanes in Exeter. And as you can see, Paul Berger and Mike Morgan dead even at 703. The seedings were determined by the high single thrown in those 5 games. Paul Berger taking the advantage there with the 172 over Mike Morgan's 152. And, of course, the winner of this match today will survive to move in next week against our top seed, Fred Ranella, for the series championship. So Mike Morgan, by virtue of the fact that he is the number 3 seed, will lead things off.
If you missed last week, what an exciting match against Joe Ashline. Mike was ahead by 40 after 1. Actually was behind after 2. No, up by 6, I believe, after 2. Lost the lead at one time. Finally threw a strike in the final box to capture the victory.
Mike had a very unusual turn of luck. He had 6 consecutive marks to end the first game, and then he only had a total of 4 marks over the last 2 games, and one of them was that big strike in the final box to win it.
His brother was funny after the match. Says he has the best defense in the league in the game of Candlepin bowling. Protect that 40-pin lead.
Mike went 106-107 the last 2 games and won the match. There aren't many times you can do that. Speaking of Exeter Lanes, want to thank Rob Ficara and the gang over in Exeter for their help in coordinating the final roll-off for this series here on Stars and Strikes. And while Cindy Sisson took care of that piece of deadwood, it gives us a chance to remind everyone we want to wish all of you a very happy and healthy and safe Thanksgiving weekend upcoming. And a spare for Mike Morgan after the wait.
147 was to the left of the head pin. Watch the ball carry him off that into a piece of wood. Takes out the 4-7, first mark of the match. Now, another fellow's no stranger to our show.
Yeah, this guy's pretty good, too. Paul Berger.
Good 10 by Paul. This Paul's been in a couple of our Tournament of Champions and actually was a Tournament Champion winner. So he's done it all on Stars and Strikes, and he wants to do it again. 147, same leave that Mike Morgan had in his second frame.
Actually, the last time Paul was here was for the finals of the Tournament of Champions back in the spring. He was the #1 seed, and guess who he had to face in the finals? Mike Morgan, who beat him 384 to 347, as Mike won 4 consecutive matches to take last year's title.
Both bowlers start off with a 10 box and a spare in the second. The 7 and the 10. Well, let's see where the wood settles down. He could have a shot. See him directing traffic. Look at this. Whoa, he's saying. He's going to try to hit it right in the V. Both pieces of wood meet. Hopefully one will take the 7, one will take the 10. It was a little high on one,
Yes.
but he's still going to get it.
I think the ball was the final determining factor there. The ball kind of sneaked back into the corner. Let's watch.
Didn't get full effect of that piece of wood on the left.
The wood tapped it. The ball stayed in the channel.
Almost looked like a joint effort there. 2 in a row, anyways, for Mike Morgan. A little high in the head pin. 7-pin drop. And try to snap this wood. Try to hit it high, come in contact with a 2-pin, and hopefully spin away and get the 10.
Yes, coming back another way to do it.
Now there's 2 ways to do that one. Watch the wood spin away, does get the 10-pin, but the second, that actually probably was the 10-pin that came back across for the 4.
Paul Berger on a spare, and he does carry it for the strike. Wow.
Just nudged that 7-pin, moved it back, and started to rock and roll, and finally fell. Watch the nudge right there. Finally went down, looking for the double. Triangle, 4, 7, 8. Ooh.
No.
A little heavy on the 4-pin.
So Paul cannot match the 3 marks in a row that Mike Morgan put up there. So Mike should take the lead with this ball. Anything more than 4 will give him a lead.
Talking to Mike after last week's match, and just couldn't understand what happened the second and third games. He said just wasn't really carrying the extra pin like he was the first game. That's a 7-pin drop and a spare in the 4th. The 1, 7, and 9 pins left. Piece of wood in behind the head pin. Could give him some help.
This may make our highlight reel if this goes. Nope. Well, Mike, for only the 5th time in 16 appearances on singles here on Stars and Strikes, did not get a 400 triple last week. 11 times in 16 appearances he's had 400 or better.
It's amazing. Just like the lanes here at Park Place Lanes and Wyndham, seems to hit them pretty well.
He's a league bowler here this year, I understand.
Liked him so much he came up and joined the league.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, pretty nice looking hit, maybe a little light, and did not carry the 4 and the 7. And a 9. 81 through 6. Paul Berger from Hopedale, Mass.
That 9 box, that's the first pin either bowler has left standing.
Oh, none standing there.
Paul's yet to leave one standing. That was a quick strike. Cross over in the 1-2 pocket. Nice and tight, though, and they all go down. Looking for the double over on lane 31.
And looking to take the lead, which he will.
Well, the piece of wood to the right will cover the pins. Ooh, he's high. Ooh.
Got it. 89 and a spare up in the 6th.
He came to play.
Mike Morgan coming up a little short, just short of a head pin, and that's what causes that leave. The 3, 5, and 8 go out right in a row.
Just missing the head pin to the right. Now he's got some work. He'll probably go for the head pin, see if he can get as many as he can, and start the work again on lane 31.
Oh, what a great out. Oh, that's a terrific shot.
Well, here you hope to get 3, 4, or 5 of them, but to get all of them, that's a bit much to ask, but that was a great shot.